Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. So as you may have seen, I won't be doing a Roscoe's recap this week because there wasn't much to talk about, but I didn't want to leave you all without any tea until the next video. And with All Stars currently running, there's been a lot of talk about the fact that All Stars 7 was, in some people's opinion, the last good All Stars season. So I thought I'd do a little compilation video to keep you all satiated with Drag Race drama. So here are 26 crazy dramas from All Stars 7. I hope you enjoy! Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. So All Stars 7, the All Winners season, is currently airing, and I thought it'd be interesting if I could go through a couple of interesting facts about each of the contestants that you maybe didn't know. So here are some facts about the All Stars 7 cast that you may not have known. Please make sure you hit subscribe and ring the bell to be notified for my future videos. Jada Essence Hall. Jada Essence Hall won season 12 of Drag Race US. And some of you may not know this, but Jada is actually a very talented designer and seamstress. So for example, for season 12, Jada has said that she actually designed and created every single outfit that she wore for the competition except her tulle dress. And just as some bonus tea about Jada, there's a rumour online based on something that her fellow castmates said. So they said that for season 12, Jada had 1 week less than everyone else to prepare for season 12. So this has sort of created a rumour that Jada was originally an alternate for season 12, i.e. she wasn't originally supposed to be on season 12, but then someone dropped out, so she filled their space. And this rumour is kind of supported by the fact that Jada, after winning, said, quote, "I can't believe it, like I was almost not even supposed to be there," which she said in the live reaction video to the season 12 winner video on the RuPaul's Drag Race YouTube channel. And it's been rumoured that Jada was an alternate to replace Tamisha Iman, who eventually appeared on season 13. And Tamisha said on season 13 that she was originally cast for season 12, but couldn't compete because she was receiving cancer treatment. But then multiple sources online have actually confirmed that it was actually Nikki Doll who replaced Tamisha. So therefore it's not 100% clear who Jada replaced, if at all. Jinx Monsoon. Jinx Monsoon won season 5 of Drag Race US. So one of the trademarks of Jinx is her red hair, and this was shown in her season 5 promo look. And something that you may not know, Jinx one time during a viewing party spilled some interesting tea, and she said that Jinx, the character, is actually blonde, but in her promo picture for season 5 she's a redhead. Apparently the way it happened was producers asked everyone to bring dresses and wigs for this goddess theme, which was the season 5 promo theme, but they hated all of the options that Jinx brought with her, and the producers also felt that they already had quite a lot of blondes in the lineup and also people that were wearing fishtail outfits. So Jinx actually said that the producers ended up styling her themselves, and as part of that they gave her this redhead wig, and she actually ended up loving the redhead wig so much that that kind of became her go-to colour. Another bit of interesting tea about Jinx is on season 5 she was quite open and talked about her narcolepsy, and Jinx talked a little bit more about this and explained that she told them about it when she was cast and she had to speak to the doctors to make sure that she was physically able to do it, but they said it was going to be no problem because she was medicated, she would just have to take naps. But actually Jinx said that her fellow contestant Linacia Sparks was actually really sweet, and every time that Jinx would lay down to go for a nap, Linacia would come and put a blanket over her. Also, something else that was interesting, in one of the confessionals that Jinx did, there was this bit where Jinx was talking about narcolepsy and then she fell asleep, sort of kind of mid-sentence, and the producers had to say to her, "Are you okay?" Now I think a lot of people assumed that maybe that was kind of set up because it seemed almost a bit too convenient, But actually, Jinx confirmed that that really did happen. She did fall asleep during the confessional, although Jinx maintains that she did finish her sentence before falling asleep, and in the editing they just cut it off to make it look like she fell asleep mid-sentence. But she really did fall asleep. Monet Exchange. Monet Exchange competed on season 10 of Drag Race US and then went on to star and then win in All Stars 4, which she won in conjunction with Trinity the Tuck. So Monet once in an interview shared what she called, quote, the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me, which happened during the filming of season 10. Monet actually said that she peed herself on stage during the ball challenge. Monet said, quote, I don't think I've ever talked about it, but I effing peed myself on stage in front of RuPaul and everyone. They were doing the deliberations and I legit peed on the stage. Monet then adds, I had to walk away and go change. They took me to the bathroom and put on one of those hand dryers and dried my crotch. And this story was also confirmed by Mo Hart, who was also on season 10 with her. Mo said, Monet Exchange peed on the stage in her red costume when she was getting critiqued, right before she lip-synced against Dusty Ray Bottoms, like a puddle. Literally, she had to go and they were in the middle of the critiques. She was shaking and she was like, I gotta go. Raja. Raja won season 3 of Drag Race US. People may not know this, but Raja is actually a talented makeup artist and actually had a really big career in TV before being on Drag Race in 2011. In 2005, Raja actually started to work as the head makeup artist on Tyra Banks' reality show America's Next Top Model, and she worked on America's Next Top Model from cycles 4 through 12. And her clientele has included many celebrities, including Pamela Anderson, Dita Fontees, and Iggy Azalea. And something else that you might find interesting about Raja. So while Raja was competing on season 3, halfway through the season while it was airing, the blogger Perez Hilton actually revealed that Raja was the winner of that season, which caused a lot of uproar from the fans. And Perez Hilton apparently found out because someone who was working on the set of season 3 leaked it to him. And so, because of this is actually what made the show change the way that they filmed the crowning format. So nowadays what they do is they film each of the finalists winning, and then they only find out who actually won on the day when it gets aired. So even the finalists don't know who won because they each film themselves winning. And the reason they do this is because of Raja, not because of her specifically, but when she won, everyone found out about it because they didn't do this, everyone films themselves winning. But it was because of Raja and her season that they started this format. Shea Coulee. Shea Coulee competed on season 9 of Drag Race US and then went on to win All Stars 5. So one of the moments that I think Shea might be remembered for most is during the season 9 reunion episode when Valentina was crowned Miss Congeniality. It caused quite a lot of controversy between the other contestants, and at one point Shea kind of confronted Valentina, and then Valentina said, you don't need to be upset, and then Shea Coulee said, do I look upset? And I think a lot of people were slightly surprised by Shea during the reunion because she definitely seemed a little bit more tense and pressed than she had done during the season. However, it has been revealed that on season 9, they actually filmed the reunion after they filmed the finale, which means that Shea and Trinity knew that they hadn't won the show because they both got knocked out during the first lip sync. And that means that during the reunion, they already knew they didn't win, but they had to kind of pretend as though they were still in the running. So this is perhaps why Shea may have acted that way during the reunion, because she knew that she didn't win. And also, fellow season 9 contestant Pheromone has previously said that the reason that she was a little bit loose-lipped at the reunion is because the producers kept supplying them all with drinks. So perhaps that also had something to do with the fact that there was so much drama at the season 9 reunion. There's also an unsubstantiated rumour that I found online which said that Shay revealed that prior to the season 9 finale, the top 4 queens were all told that they had to bring outfits that had reveals. But the day before the finale was filmed, 2 of Shay's outfits were stolen, which is why Shay was the only top 4 to not do a reveal during the lip sync. However, I couldn't find any corroborating evidence for this, so this may be completely unsubstantiated, but I did think it was an interesting rumour, and if it's true, it would explain why Shay didn't have any kind of reveal during the lip sync. The Vivienne. The Vivienne won Season 1 of Drag Race UK. The Vivienne is one of the hosts of the I Like to Watch UK, and during that, the Vivienne revealed that her hair that she was wearing out of drag on Season 1 of Drag Race UK was actually a toupee. The Vivienne has been quite vocal about her hair loss, and in November of 2020, she posted on Instagram that she had received a hair transplant. She also said that this was the first time that she had left the house without wearing a hat in 10 years. And in an interview, the Vivienne said, quote, "The initial investment for Drag Race was life-changing, but the £6,000 I spent on my hair transplant was an even greater investment." And just to give you some context, £6,000 is about 7,500 US dollars. And the Vivienne also revealed that she borrowed £3,000, which is around 3,700 US dollars, to pay for all of her outfits in preparation for Season 1 of Drag Race UK. Trinity the Tuck. Trinity the Tuck competed on Season 9 of Drag Race US and then went on to win All Stars 4 in conjunction with Monet Exchange. Trinity has actually been spilling lots of tea about All Stars 7 on Twitter. For example, in one tweet, Trinity said, "Want more tea?" ? While preparing, I was initially told I couldn't do Leslie because a previous cast member on the season that was currently filming, Season 14, was going to do Leslie for Snatch Game. Later on, they told me I could bring him just in case and then allowed me to do him. Trinity also said, quote, "I had way more jokes with Lucy, including stuff with a burn book, but that got cut, I assume, for copyright issues." And then, some of you may know because of my previous video that Trinity had this kind of controversy a while back, which was they accused her of having a secret Reddit account where she was posting nasty comments and things under the name of She Devil by Night. And someone on Twitter asked whether the Snatch Game character of Lucifer was kind of a backhanded swipe at this rumour. And Trinity said, "Absolutely, F them, lol." Evie Oddly. Evie Oddly won Season 11 of Drag Race US. Some of you may not know this, but Evie is actually the drag mother/sister of Season 14 winner Willow Pill. And this means that Evie and Willow are the first pair from the same family to win Drag Race US in both of their respective seasons. Just as a sidebar, some of you may already know this, but previously the only other winning pair from the same family were Sharon Needles of Season 4 and Aquaria of Season 10. However, since all of the allegations and controversy about Sharon Needles, Aquaria has distanced herself from Sharon and has kind of said that Sharon is not her drag mother. Willow Pill actually comes from the same Denver-based drag family as Evie Oddly, which means that the two are actually drag mother and daughter or drag sisters, depending on how you look at it. And Willow Pill was actually asked about her relationship with Evie during a Season 14 cast interview with Entertainment Weekly. And Willow started laughing when she was asked the question about Evie because Evie was actually sitting in the same room as her off camera. And Willow said that Evie is, quote, a great sister, and apparently she told Willow to, quote, just have fun on Drag Race, live it up, be weird and be bold. And then later in the interview, Evie did come on camera with Willow Pill. Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. So now that All Stars 7 has finished, I thought I would create a video with all of the backstage tea and drama from the season, such as Evie oddly criticising the edit of the show, Monet Exchange admitting that she hooked up with a fellow cast member, and the Queens wanting to do an independent reunion episode so that they can spill what really happened backstage. All that and more coming up in today's video, so let's get started. Evie oddly criticising her edit. So Evie Oddly, who was the winner of season 11, had an interesting run on All Stars 7. She was gifted her first star and then won a challenge in episode 6 and earned a second star. She also made it to the final lip sync in the She Done Already Done Had Hers' lip sync Lollapalooza Smackdown against Raja, but ultimately lost. And interestingly, season 14 winner Willow Pill, who is Evie's drag daughter, said during a live performance that Raja, quote, lost that lip sync real bad against Evie. And throughout the season, Evie was often referred to as the, quote, trade of the season, and people kept making jokes about her having large genitalia. Evie also talked about her struggle with her chronic medical condition that affects joint movement and causes stretchy skin. However, it appears as though Evie was not that happy with her edit on the show. Shortly after the airing of the final episode, Evie posted a series of Instagram stories where she shared her true feelings about the season. In the first post, Evie said, quote, I truly wish you could have seen even a quarter of the real journey we experienced together instead of all the strategy BS. But I guess that's what I get for participating in a, quote, celebratory season of a global reality television franchise. In the end, I'm happy you all enjoyed our hard work and harder play. And then she followed this up with another post saying, quote, actually decided I'm not done, ... To be honest, my experience was pretty gruesome from the start, and while you can be assured that none of that will make the edit, it doesn't change anything in the moment. Going back, I learned a lot about myself as I was forced to question whether or not I fit into this specific world, even as a winner. But instead of showing any of that struggle, or really any reason for me there, I've been lobotomized and presented as some goofy, big deed mascot, bravely laughing through my chronic illness, happy to be along for the ride. The only part of my truth that was shown was how the girls were my rock in this competition and how happy it's made me to share any more of my art with you, so for that I'm truly thankful. Evie had to reshoot her talent show. Please make sure you hit subscribe and ring the bell to be notified for my future videos. And on a similar note, Evie explained on Twitter that she had to reshoot her talent show number after she fell in front of everyone. Evie is known for doing lots of crazy moves like backflips and splits, but Evie said that it was, quote, pretty painful to re-watch the talent show episode because her performance was supposed to include a backflip, but it was edited out. Evie went on to explain that her medical condition means that her physical capabilities have deteriorated, and she was reminded of this by watching the talent show. Evie said, quote, the last backflip I ever attempted was for the taping of my performance. I had even less energy to spare and landed on my neck/shoulder/head in front of RuPaul, so at least I had the pleasure of giving her a heart attack. And Evie continued by saying, quote, I spent a lot of time feeling angry/sad/disappointed by that night, but ultimately I had to let it go because there's so much I'm still capable of doing and being. So to anyone who ever asks how my health is doing, it's not good, it's not getting better, and it's not going to, but at least I am. Complaints about roast jokes being cut. In episode 10, the Queens took part in the Kennedy Davenport Centre Honours Hall of Shade, which was a comedy roast challenge. The episode was well received by many people online, saying that it was the best roast in Drag Race history. However, it appears that certain queens were not happy that some of their jokes were cut from the final edit. For example, the Vivienne took to Twitter shortly after the episode aired and said, quote, not all my favourite jokes being cut out of the roast, so sick of this bleep, #AllStars7. She continued by saying, quote, yeah, I know how it works, it just sucks when you wait 8 months to see something you're proud of, and you're like, here it comes, ooh, this bit's my fave, oh, never mind. And finally she said, quote, my favourite joke was, Trinity the Tuck, she's been cancelled more than AJ and the Queen. Rue went off screaming laughing and then we had fun talking about it in the critiques. Just to explain that joke in case you don't understand, Trinity the Tuck has been accused of lots of things online, including having a secret Reddit account under the name She Devil by Night, where she supposedly posted lots of negative things about other queens, and many fans online have been trying to, quote, cancel her. And the other part of the joke is that RuPaul created and starred in a comedy drama series called AJ and the Queen, which premiered on Netflix in January 2020, but it was cancelled shortly afterwards in March 2020, presumably due to low viewing figures. And fellow castmate Trinity the Tuck also responded to the Vivian's tweet and said, quote, "My favourite joke about you was cut too, you very hilarious." So it appears that a couple of the queens were not happy with the edit of the roast jokes. Raja screaming at Michelle and negative critiques. So I did talk about this in a previous video, but season 4 contestant Willem shared some backstage tea during the airing of All Stars 7, saying that Raja once screamed at Michelle. At the time, many people didn't believe Willem. However, Trinity the Tuck has since confirmed that this really did happen. In a video clip from a live performance, which I posted on my channel, someone asked Trinity in which episode Raja screamed at Michelle. Trinity then says, quote, "the third episode." She goes on to say, quote, "Everyone thinks that the judges didn't give negative critique on All Stars 7. They did, they just chose to edit that out." She then says, quote, "Michelle came for Raja during episode 3, and Raja looked dead at Michelle and said, 'Who are you to judge me? You have no credentials other than being the host's best friend.'" And then Trinity followed this up by saying, quote, "And then when we got off stage, backstage in the workroom, the cameras were cut. She," meaning Raja, "told all the producers she should be fired," referring to Michelle. And then Raja seemingly responded to this by posting a screenshot of Trinity's video on her Instagram stories with the caption, quote, "Trinity the Tuck is an embellishment queen." But what I thought was interesting about this video was that Trinity said that the judges did actually give negative critiques throughout the season, but they were all edited out. Which is interesting because that has been an issue among lots of fans who have felt that All Star 7 was too nice and boring as a result of there never being any negative critiques. In fact, Trinity even said on Twitter, quote, "Who thinks Drag Race needs to switch up their format for future seasons to be something like #AllStar7? It allows everyone screen time and these girls don't waste all this money on looks that don't get seen. I think it makes for a more positive experience." Several Drag Race queens responded to this, such as Bob the Drag Queen, who just said no. Silky Nutmeg Ganache said, quote, "I wouldn't mind that. I can't wear any look from All Stars 6 that I didn't wear. The trauma, lol." And Bosco said, quote, "I need bloodshed and tears." Ben de la Creme also responded to this by saying, quote, "I would have stuck around for that, ... And just to explain the background of that in case you don't understand, Ben de la Creme appeared in All Stars 3 and she was expected to win. But in a shocking twist, she eliminated herself in the 6th episode because she didn't like having to send home her fellow competitors and she didn't like the negative critique aspect of All Stars format. Monet X Change hooked up with a cast member. Monet caused quite a sensation during episode 10 of All Stars Untucked, where the queens were playing the game Two Truths and a Lie. Monet said that she loves that game because, quote, "It's a chance to be really messy, and as you all know, I love messiness and this is the perfect storm for that." During the game, Monet's Two Truths and a Lie were, number 1, one time I hooked up with Trade in the UK and he stole my Beats headphones, then came to my gig afterward. Number 2, my parents had no idea I did drag before I came to Drag Race. And number 3, I hooked up with a girl in this cast. The others said that they thought the third one was the lie and that Monet didn't hook up with anyone in the cast. But Monet said that it was true and that the lie was the one about the headphones being stolen. And this shocked all of the other queens and they were all trying to figure out who it was that Monet hooked up with. Trinity even asked Monet who it was, but Monet said it was, quote, "none of your business." Someone then asked Raja if she was the one that hooked up with Monet, and Raja said, quote, "I don't know," and everyone laughed. And then everyone pointed at Evie, who had started laughing, and said it was Evie. But no one ever gave a definitive answer about it. And this moment created quite a storm on Twitter, with many users tweeting, quote, "Who effed Monet?" Jada even said on Twitter that she was going to solve this mystery. And many people were implying as though it was Jada who hooked up with Monet. But Jada denied this in a tweet and said, quote, "And let's be very clear, I've been saying some conspiracy theories, LMAO, it was not me that I know of, hashtag who effed Monet." But as of now, we still don't know who it was that hooked up with Monet. The Vivienne was asked about it during an interview because the Vivienne and Monet did a series called Etiquette Class together for Netflix. And people in the comments section have suggested that it was the Vivienne who hooked up with Monet. The Vivienne responded to this by saying, quote, "Listen, Monet loves effing with people. I think she's lying through her teeth. I mean, who's going to F Monet? Definitely a lie." A reunion episode without wow. Although regular seasons of Drag Race tend to have a reunion episode, All Stars doesn't have a reunion episode typically, except for All Stars 2. But it seems as though the cast of All Stars 7 would like to do a reunion episode, but they don't want the production company, WOW, which stands for World of Wonder, to produce it. During an Instagram live video, Monet X Change said, quote, "We want to do a reunion and we want to do our own thing. We're going to produce it ourselves." Monet then continued by saying, quote, "We don't want anyone to have control. We want it to be raw, unfiltered and give our genuine honest feelings. We don't want to be edited." Monet then asked for suggestions of who the moderator should be. Several popular answers were Bob the Drag Queen and Bianca Del Rio. But Monet said it would be better to have a non-drag queen moderator. And someone suggested Nicole Byer, and Monet said that that would be a great idea. And later, Joseph Shepherd, who is known for his Exposed series, where he interviews Drag Race contestants, offered to moderate the reunion. Joseph tweeted saying, quote, "Well, All Stars 7 girls, I am offering to host the unofficial reunion for you all. Full studio in LA, I'll pay each of you a fee and you can spill whatever. What do you say?" As of yet though, no plans seem to have been confirmed, so we'll have to wait and see if the reunion actually happens. But Trinity the Tuck also seemed to imply as though the queens had a lot of backstage tea to spill. In a Twitter post, Trinity said, quote, "I'm telling y'all what, if queens ever told the real tea, ... gag." Monet then responded to this by saying, "Girl." And another Twitter user said, quote, "We've been heard about that production favouritism by the way." To which Trinity responded with the eyes emoji, implying as though there is more that the queens want to say. Queens don't know the guest stars. As we all know, there have been many guest stars throughout the many seasons of Drag Race, and some of them are more recognisable than others. Trinity the Tuck was recently asked during a viewing party at Roscoe's about this topic. Someone in the audience asked, quote, "Does everyone know who the guest judges are?" Trinity responded by saying, quote, "No, the question is, do you know who the effing guest judges are?" "Exactly. No, the F we don't. Who is Ronan Farrow, B? I still don't know. He looked like a robot, B." Trinity then did an impression of him as a robot saying, "You all look so great." Trinity then followed this up by saying, quote, "He's a cutie. His mother is famous. He's a reporter. Please don't report anything bad about me." Later on Twitter, a Twitter user tweeted at Trinity with an explanation of who Ronan Farrow is, explaining that his journalism was key in the Harvey Weinstein investigations and that he's a UNICEF spokesperson for youth. Trinity responded to this by saying, quote, "Thanks for the info. I really did know who he was. The kids just love the drama, so I play into it sometimes for them. He's great." And on a similar note, another interesting thing that came up during the Roscoe's viewing party was that someone asked Trinity if they ever acted fake when the guest judges were announced. Trinity said, quote, "There's been a couple of times through my Drag Race career over several seasons where the cast was so unenthused that they literally said, quote, 'You'll have to make more noise than that. You'll have to act more surprised. We need you to redo it.'" Shea Coulee feeling discredited. Shea Coulee did well throughout All Stars 7 and was praised for her runway looks. However, going into the penultimate episode, which was the talent show episode, Shea only had one Legendary Legend star. So she assumed that she was not going to make it into the final four. However, the real gag came when RuPaul announced that the top two in the variety show would win 3 stars each. Shea ended up being in the top 2 that week, which meant that she had a total of 4 stars and advanced to the final 4. However, Shay has said that fans have discredited her spot in the top 4. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Shay said, quote, "Immediately, I was already thinking that I want to be in the finale, but I had this gut feeling that for me, there will be people who want to discredit or disagree." She also said that she thought the 3-star twist was a, quote, "strange handout for the variety show." Shay then added, quote, "People are questioning, did she really deserve those 3 stars? I already knew that discourse would happen and I felt in the moment like, here we go, if I win these, it almost feels like I won't be able to win because people who are fans of the other contestants are immediately going to try and discredit my win." Shay finished by saying that, quote, "These fans don't know what it's like," and explains that the fans only base their ideas off what they are shown, but the experience of the contestants is different than what the fans see. Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. So I have lots of All-Star 7 gossip to talk about today. I'll be talking about the rumour that Raja screamed at Michelle Visage, why Raja effed up the lip sync against Jinx, what Raja thought about Violet Chachki booting her looks, why Violet Chachki got fashion photo review pulled from YouTube, and the drama involving Derek Berry, India Ferrer, plus others. So, let's get started. Raja screamed at Michelle Visage. So, there was a juicy bit of tea this week involving Raja on All-Star 7 that was spilled by Drag Race alum Willem. In an interview from last week, Willem and Alaska, who are co-hosts of the podcast Race Chaser, were asked what they thought of All-Star 7. Willem then spilled some tea involving Raja. Willem said, quote, "There is one showdown with Raja that I don't know if it's going to make the air, but she gives it to someone who needed it given to for a long time and this B gets it." Alaska then asked Willem who they were referring to, and Willem said that it was Michelle Visage that Raja apparently screamed at. Willem then went on to say, quote, "She screams at her. She is backstage yelling, 'Fire her,' and she's not on my level because she tried to read her. Certain people judge us and they have no qualifications to judge us apart from being friends with the host or going to Vogue balls in the 80s and saying Madonna stole her act." Raja effed up the lip sync against Jinx. You may remember that in episode 5 of All-Star 7, the queens had to do draguation speeches and Raja and Jinx were the top 2. Many people commented afterwards that Raja's performance in the lip sync was very lackluster and wondered what happened. Well, in an interview, Raja addressed this and explained why she, quote, "effed up the lip sync." Raja said, "I know I completely effed that up. I remember that. Well, here's my logic to that. I had for every week I knew that I was doing a good job and all the judges had been complimenting me so much on it. What people don't realise as viewers is that every episode really is every other day. So every other day you had to learn a new lyric just in case you were at the top and you had to lip sync. So at that point, after 4 episodes in, I was exhausted." Raja also said, "I know I'm going to do a great job, but once again they're probably going to overlook me and ignore me. So maybe I'll lip sync, but most likely not." That was what was happening in my head. So it was a little bit of a shock to me when it came down to it, because when I realised that I had won the challenge, I was like, oh, F, that means I have to lip sync. And I did not know this song, I had not made any preparations. It was very lyric-y, and so I was like, okay, well, let me just do this not knowing the lyrics, and I'll do what I do in every club, let the audience just enjoy how gorgeous I was. Raja also went on to say, "For me, I was content with the fact that I had the star and I could care less about the 10 grand of winning. I was just like, give me the star. I don't care about anything else. I'd waited too long, and the star was finally mine. And sometimes that happens. We're not perfect, we're not superheroes. So it was the best that I could do at that moment. All I wanted was a star. And the whole time we were lip syncing against each other, I just kept thinking, oh my god, I finally got a star. Oh wait, we're also lip syncing." Raja on Violet's boot. You may remember that a few weeks ago, the internet blew up after Violet Chachki, who is one of the new co-hosts of Fashion Photo Review along with Gottmik, got a lot of backlash online after she booted several of Raja's outfits. In fact, the backlash was so bad that Violet actually got the production company to pull the episodes from YouTube. I'll explain the full story of that later in the video, so stick around for that. But first, Raja was asked about Violet booting her looks during an interview, and Raja seemed to have a good sense of humour about it. Raja said, "I loved every minute of it, I loved it. You're getting an entire fandom on my side, ? Absolutely. I loved having a big spoonful of my own medicine being shoved down my throat. Raven and I pretty much created Fashion Photo Review. The terms toot and boot were something that we made up, and now it's global. It's household. I was glad to be on the other end of it, because I spent 8 years doing Fashion Photo Review as a way to keep my visibility and relevance, and now here I am on the other end of it. It was my great honour and pleasure to get booted by both Violet and Gottmik. If I was going to take it from anybody else, I probably wouldn't. I realise they're a bunch of silly little a-holes anyway, and so am I." And then Raja was asked if she had contacted Violet or Gottmik about it, and Raja said she, quote, passive-aggressively tagged Gottmik in one of my posts on Violet's pictures like, "You little bleep bleep talking about me." I did text Cade, Gottmik, a personal thank you. I was like, "Please let Violet know I'm totally loving what you guys are doing. Whatever you're doing, keep it going because everyone is rooting for me right now and I couldn't be more appreciative." Violet pulling Fashion Photo Review from YouTube. As I mentioned earlier, you may remember that a few weeks ago on Fashion Photo Review, Violet Chachki booted 2 of Raja's looks from All Stars 7. Gottmik also booted one of the outfits, but it was Violet who got most of the backlash. Violet and Gottmik even leaned into the drama a bit and posted a video where they were pointing at a poster of the All Stars 7 cast on it, and they went down the line and said boot, boot, boot. Fashion Photo Review was also taken off YouTube and was made exclusive to WoW Presents Plus, and many people were wondering why. It emerged last week that apparently Violet herself asked the production company to take it down off YouTube, and Violet even threatened to quit drag if they didn't. During a viewing party, Drag Race alum Naisha Lopez and co-host Batty Davis explained that Violet had been at the viewing party the week before and explained the whole story. Naisha said, quote, "We had Violet here and she said no, she called them and said, 'Pull them,' referring to the episodes, that's it." Batty Davis added that all of this happened while Violet was at the viewing party the week before. Naisha went on and said, quote, "Think about it. You asked for your opinion, she was honest about it and she got a bunch of bleep for it." Naisha added that Violet said she was angry and told the production company to pull the episodes off YouTube. Apparently the production company tried to say that it was okay and that Violet had been doing a good job, but then Batty added that Violet said, quote, "I will not. I'm to the point where I will quit drag." Batty and Naisha then went on to talk about cancel culture and how mean Drag Race fans can be for no reason. Derek Berry versus India Farah. In other All-Star 7 related news, there was some drama this week involving Derek Berry, who appeared on this week's episode of The Pit Stop with Bob the Drag Queen, where they were discussing the latest episode of All-Star 7. On The Pit Stop, Bob mentioned fellow Drag Race queen India Farah to Derek and talked about the infamous "That's why Derek don't like you" moment from Alexis Mateo on All Stars 5. For those of you who haven't watched All Stars 5, Derek and India made it clear while they were both on All Stars 5 that they do not get on and they have a long history of feuds between them. And at one point on All Stars 5, fellow competitor Alexis Mateo accused India of lying and then voted for India to go home that week and said, quote, "You're a liar and that's why Derek don't like you," which became a meme. Anyway, on the pit stop for All Stars 7, Derek made a few jabs about India, making it clear that they still do not get on. Well, the drama then spilled over to social media, and it appears as though India Farah has since deleted her entire Twitter account. Shortly after the pit stop aired, India Farah tweeted saying, quote, "So very thankful I work for myself and that I'm not a, quote, slave for someone paying pennies while other cast members make 10 times the amount of pay you are. Go enjoy the rest of those shows you've got this year, you're gonna need them and every one of them." And this was seemingly in response to Derek's comments on the pit stop. Derek then tweeted, seemingly in response to this, by saying, quote, "Busy on tour this weekend, can't wait to get back to Vegas, so thankful I have shows for the rest of the year to look forward to, .. Hashtag Drag Race Live." And Derek also tweeted saying, quote, "She thinks I can't keep her name out my mouth, yet she can't keep plaque out of hers." And then All-Star 7 contestant Shea Coulee got involved and replied to India's original tweet saying, quote, "The choice to say you're not a slave on Juneteenth is truly camp. You've outdone yourself, sis, .. India responded by saying, quote, "Oh, here we go. I forgot I can't tweet anything without it being racist or taken offensively. Thank you for reminding me why I don't play the games y'all choose to play. Not all of us are, quote, perfect." And Shea also replied to India's tweet, which she had deleted by that point, saying, quote, "You want to talk the talk, but you deleted it very quickly, didn't you?" India then tweeted saying, quote, "Yes, because just like on All Stars 5, you turned something into something it was not. Very you, sis. Hashtag I never said alliance." And then Shea responded by saying, quote, "You literally lied and got caught up in your shenanigans. But blame me for your downfall. Good luck with all your bookings. I hear Shark Week is really going to be amazing this year." Several other Drag Race queens also weighed in, such as Farrah Moan, who said that India had blocked her. And Alexis Mateo also posted a gif of herself and Shea laughing from All Stars 5 in response to Farrah Moan's tweet. As I said, it appears that India has now deleted her entire Twitter account, so I can't confirm the exact timelines, but all of this information is based on screenshots of the tweets. So, what do you think of all the All-Star 7 drama? Let me know in the comments. As usual, please make sure you like, comment and subscribe to this channel if you liked this video. Currently, less than 7% of people watching are actually subscribed to my channel, which makes me so sad, so please just subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to get notified for my future videos. Thank you for watching and I hope you'll join me again in the future. Thank you, bye!